with the first one. And the first one is, yes, before you even start going somewhere, probably it's good to do some vaccinations. And yeah, there is a little booklet from the World Health Organization. Get one of these ones, go to the Tropical Institute in your town and kind of check where exactly you are traveling, and when you're traveling there, get the vaccinations that you need. There are some countries which will check this booklet here, and if you don't have the booklet with you, you can board your plane again and fly back. So basically do that before you start. My vaccinations are quite a bit because I'm traveling that many countries. So I had typhus, I had hepatitis B, I had yellow fever, I had rabies. So there are tons of different vaccinations I had to do. I have a pretty long list of things. So if you go and travel, do your vaccination. First travel hack. So travel hack number 2. That's this little box here. And in this box is my medication. And why do I use exactly that box? Because when you kind of open that zipper, you have a little cooling element that you can do in the refrigerator. And this then will cool down your medication when you're traveling. Because if your medication then gets at the same temperature as the outside temperature, which is usual in Latin America, at least in Central America and in the tropics, then there is no point to transport all the medication, because it won't be useful at the time you really have to use it. So what sort of medication I brought with me? I just kind of quickly show you what it is. So one thing is this Algifor. This is against any aches you may have. So this helps against that one. Then I have those pills here, and these are carbon pills. So if you eat something that you shouldn't eat, carbon pills. Then I have these pills here, and they called Motilium. And Motilium, you can use it when you are at heights which are bigger than 3,000 meters, and you have to adjust to the heights. This will help you out. Then I have this guy here. That's probably a quite important one in the tropics, wherever you have mosquitoes. This is the malaria treatment. It's called Malarone, so I have this one with me. Then whenever I'm going to hurt myself, I have this one here. There are other solutions for it. This is from IPSA, called Lalugane Plus. So if you have an open wound and you want to heal it a little bit quicker, then Lalugane Plus, that's the thing, or whatever else you have in your country. And then if your eyes get dried out, then you have these guys here. It's very humid here, so I won't make any use of them right now, but maybe when I'm in the Andes, then it's more useful there. So that was travel hack number 2. So next travel hack, again a health travel hack, is bring sunscreen with you. Bring a very strong sunscreen with you. I burned myself already twice here, and I just put it once in the morning, but once you are at the spot, you're sweating quite a bit, and it wears off somehow, and then you can put another layer on it. So bring sunscreen with you, very important. So travel hack number 4, that's probably a not so easy one. Travel hack number 4 is learn Spanish before you go to Latin America. And this is now very specific to Latin America because they speak Spanish here. And I'm a little bit ahead of the game because I was living for 3.5 years in Costa Rica, and I know to speak Spanish fluently, so I haven't any troubles with that. But your whole travel experience, when you go for longer, I go now for about 3.5 months, and if you plan to go longer than just 1 or 2 weeks, so if you go for 4 weeks or a couple of months, then just dig into the books, look that you get as much Spanish as you can, maybe already one year ahead. Just learn the crap out of yourself that you get that Spanish in, because once you're here and you talk with the people Spanish, your whole travel experience will be a different one. Be assured of that. So travel hack number 5, and number 5 is now more kind of a tech travel hack, and that's that little box here. You already see here there is a Wi-Fi icon here, and that's what it is. It's an international Wi-Fi hotspot, and you can use it throughout Latin America. So it's useful for about all the countries that you have in South America. It helps you then if you're in a city and you're using Google Maps to orient yourself. The first couple of days I was in Puebla, and sometimes I wore it and sometimes I didn't. And as soon as I did not wear it, then the whole kind of street system confused me a little bit, although it's simple, but it confused me. And once I was lucky with the taxi driver, because I said I want to go to Avenida 11, and then he kind of asked me, Oriente o Poniente, and I had no clue. I just kind of made a guess, 50-50. I told him Oriente, and we were at the right street. If you have that one with you and you have Google Maps with you, you know exactly then where you are. So it helps you a lot. And then it is in 4G, so it's high quality. I upload my videos with that one, so you have really good bandwidth with it. I don't want to miss it. It costs you about $99 per month. I have now the first subscription month for $80. Let's see what happens then in December if they go up with the price, but it's really useful. I don't mind paying the $99, and I don't have to run around and get my SIM cards for running my iPhone. So very useful thing. Skyrim Solis, definitely something you want to have in your luggage. So travel hack number 6, and this one is very specific to Mexico and depends a little bit on how you travel. If you have long distances and you come from Mexico City, it's worthwhile to check out what the air fares are to your place, because if you go by bus it takes quite longer, and maybe your first destination that you pick, just make it by plane, because you will be a lot faster than by the bus. Afterwards, the thing is that if you then are at a certain destination, let's say you are in Oaxaca, and then for whatever reason you want to go to Puerto Escondido, there is no way around when you're flying to go back to Mexico City and then take a flight to wherever you are going. Especially those destinations which are in Chiapas. The problem there is that quite frequently there are roadblocks, and actually the bus companies, this is OCC or it's ADO, they know how to drive wherever you have to drive and can circumvent those roadblocks most of the time. Maybe not always, but most of the time. Now comes the travel hack. They have an application, and the application is this one here. It's called Ado Mobile, and I'm going to show you then in the video just on this side how it looks like. In Ado Mobile you can then quite simply book your bus ticket, and it's cheaper than if you go to the cashier at Ado itself. So the only thing is it doesn't take any international credit cards, but that's not too big of a deal, because in most cities you then can go to an ATM machine and put in the reference codes that you have in here. And once you paid it in your ATM machine, it takes about 15 minutes, and they send you the ticket by email. So then you have the ticket by email, and you then can show it with your smartphone to the bus guys when you're boarding the bus, and everything is fine. Pretty simple, pretty convenient. I am absolutely a fan of this ADO Mobile. So use that stuff. I mean, it's pretty easy. Travel hack number 6. And travel hack number 7 has to do that you need some money. Now, what you don't want is that your money gets stolen. It's worthwhile to have several wallets. One of the wallets is a giveaway wallet. So if for whatever reason you are on the wrong place, wrong timing, then you have this giveaway wallet, give it to the persons who want it, and then you're basically done. If you go out, then leave it at the hotel. Don't carry everything around with you. If you have a safe, even better. So distribute amongst different wallets, in your clothes, in your shoes, wherever you can distribute it. And there are other solutions that you may be knowledgeable of. Just kind of take care of your money, distribute it, and you're fine. So that's been travel hack number 7 so far. So travel hack number 8. That's this guy here. We in Switzerland have this guy called Antibrum, and there's one special which is Antibrum Forte. It has DEET in it. You certainly have also something similar in your country. Look that it has DEET in it, and you're safe then from mosquitoes, and you're safe then from maybe some illnesses that you don't want to have. So DEET, some spray. Take that with you. Travel hack number 9. And this is for those who have paranoia like me, or have a lot of colleagues and friends which kind of instill you some paranoia. And this is a pepper spray, and I really took that with me because friends were saying how dangerous it is here. Until now I've been fine, so I'm happy that I've been fine. I haven't had to use it. I still have it with me. I have it in my pocket, and if some strange guys are coming up and the situation lends itself, then probably I use it. But even there are people kind of asking me if I take a gun with me, and I'm not a pistolero, so I don't think this would work out. Anyone else would be faster than me. I have this pepper spray, and being aware that maybe they are weaponized somehow, the people who attack me. And I guess no one will attack me, but should it happen, then that's my last resort. If that doesn't work, then unlucky Andreas. So that's the last travel hack thingy, and that's this little tiny thing here, and this little tiny camera here. That's GoPro Hero 7, and I must say, GoPro hit it now. This is a very good camera. You can do hyperlapses, marvelous. I think everyone who kind of watched my hyperlapses that I did so far was totally stunned. I was in San Cristobal de las Casas with some Spaniards, and they watched how I kind of took the whole thing. It doesn't take special skills to do it, so you easily can do a hyperlapse. The nice thing when you are filming, then it's very, very stabilized. You don't need a gimbal anymore. It's super stabilized, and it has a linear way to put up the lens. It's not anymore this fisheye look. So if you kind of do proper editing, probably even wouldn't be aware that it comes from a GoPro. It has 4K, you can vary it. You can vary the frames per second to 24 if you want to have this movie-like look and feel of the pictures you're taking. It has a HDR, so you can make photographs quite properly. It's tiny small. You can put it in a pocket, and you can get anywhere with it. I love that thing. It's really good. Before I went on the trip, this just came out somewhere in October, and before October I was just looking out for cameras who can do a very good job. The one I'm filming with now, that's a Sony RX 100 Mark V, and it does also a pretty job. It only works for 5 minutes filming, but that's fine, I don't need anything more. But this thing here, that's really, really cool stuff. So I can recommend it to anyone who wants to kind of travel light, and make some good movies, and put it up on YouTube, or show it to your friends and colleagues what you've been doing so far. This is the thing. GoPro Hero 7. A very good, let's see if this gets in focus. Yeah. Great camera.